Good morning and welcome. My name is Reverend Dr. Kristy Coburn. I am the commander and chaplain for the Abington American Legion, Louis V. Dorsey Post 112. On behalf of our town's veterans agent, Adam Gunn, and the commanders of Abington's other veterans organizations, Brian Martin from the Veterans of Foreign War and John Beadle from the United States Veterans Vietnam Era Richard A. Fitz Chapter, I extend a warm welcome to all of you who are here today in person and those of you watching at home. We thank you for taking time this Memorial Day to remember and honor our war dead. I have a few people to publicly thank for helping to make today happen. Thank you to Cullivan Landscape Construction, who voluntarily took care of the veterans lot this year for today's ceremony. Thank you also to John Burnett and his crew from Arrowwood Landscape, who maintain the lot throughout the year. Thank you to Dave Peterson and his dad for planting the geraniums this year. Thank you to the Scout organizations in town who placed flags at the graves of all veterans here in the cemetery. Thank you to Abington CAM and Kevin Tocci, who helped us this year to make sure this ceremony is broadcast on our local cable station. Thank you to the color guards from our veterans posts here in town, who you see behind me. Thank you to Wally Cunningham, who will be playing taps for our ceremony today. Thank you to the Abington High School Marching Band for sharing their music with us today. Today is an important day for us. What we do here in these few moments is sacred. And to the families of those who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom, your presence here with us as we remember and honor their lives and their deaths alongside you means more than you can ever know. So thank you all for being here. Let us join our hearts together now in prayer. God of peace and love, today we remember and give thanks for our friends and family from Abington who gave their lives in the service of our country. When the need was greatest, they stepped forward to defend our freedom. Oh God, you yourself have taught us that no love is greater than that which gives itself for another. These honored dead gave the most precious gift they had, life itself. Help us to honor their memory by caring for the family members they've left behind, by ensuring that their wounded comrades are properly cared for, and by being watchful caretakers of the freedoms for which they gave their lives. Never let us forget those who paid so terrible a price to ensure that freedom would be our legacy. In the name of peace, let us join together and say amen. Amen. Band, national anthem. At this time, the Abington High School Marching Band will lead us in the national anthem.
Color guard, present, on. Order, arms.
There is a lot going on this Memorial Day weekend. People are cleaning off their patio furniture, getting their cookout foods ready, and mowing their lawns for when company comes over. There are also Memorial Day TV marathons for those so inclined to stay inside while taking advantage of the 3-day weekend. And then there are the Memorial Day weekend sales. You can buy a car or a vacuum or furniture or luggage or an air fryer or whatever else you might need or want for deep discounts because it's Memorial Day weekend. One Boston news station had a whole article devoted to the many Memorial Day sales going on this weekend so you can map out your shopping trip. It was on their website, about 3 articles ahead of the one about all the flags placed on the Boston Common. I think my favorite in the list of this year's sales is the Memorial Day bedding sale. Because if you buy new bedding this weekend, the headline says, it will help you rest easy. Of all the things that will help me to rest easy this Memorial Day weekend, it is not new bedding. What helps me rest easy on Memorial Day is knowing that good citizens in my very own community and in communities across the nation were willing to go to battle for me, willing to fight for my freedom, willing to die so that I could live. Because Edgar Bascom remained at his post in the midst of battle with utter disregard for his own safety, because he loved his country and fought until he died, I can rest easy. Because Louis B. Dorsey displayed unusual bravery while attempting to reduce enemy machine gunfire, I can rest easy. Because of Charles Bellow Jr.'s courage on D-Day, courage that earned him a Purple Heart and a Silver Star, I can rest easy. Because Roy Helm served in 7 major combats until his death at Iwo Jima, I can rest easy. Because Ralph Hamlin Jr., who was injured and could have been sent home, but went back to active duty and was then killed in action by an enemy bombing, I can rest easy. Because of the bravery of Richard Fitz while serving with the Special Forces in the Republic of Vietnam, I can rest easy. Because Danny Vasilian served multiple tours in enemy territory working to bring peace and keep others safe and was killed by enemy ambush, I can rest easy. And because the families and friends who supported and loved these American heroes, the families and friends who show up on days like today, even though it rips another hole in their hearts, I can rest easy. Today, I don't care about the price of new bedding. 20% off is nothing compared to the price paid by Edgar Bascom, Louis Dorsey, Charles Bellows, Roy Helm, Ralph Hamlin, Richard Fitz, Danny Vasilian, and the dozens more heroes like them here in Abington and the thousands more like them across the United States. 20% is nothing compared to those who gave 100% of themselves and 100% of their lives. So, my friends, today and always, in your thoughts and in your prayers and in your hearts, give thanks for those who gave 100% of themselves so that we could all rest easy. Amen. At this time, I'd like to introduce to you my friend Acadia. I met Acadia for the first time last summer when she began to think about her Eagle Scout project. Acadia's project, a project she created, was to research and find a way to honor the people from Abington who were killed in action and were laid to rest here at Mount Vernon Cemetery. Our town veterans agent, Adam Gunn, knew that I had done some work researching each of our towns killed in action, so he connected me with Acadia to help and guide her with this awesome project. Can you imagine a high school kid? Come on over here. Setting such a wonderful example for all of us about the importance of paying respects to our fallen heroes. Thank you, Acadia, for reminding us of the importance of what we do here on Memorial Day and for reminding us that it is important not only today, but every single day. So what Acadia did was to compile as much information and as many pictures as she could find about each of those killed in action who are buried here at Mount Vernon. Following that, she worked with Adam to have that information posted on our town's website for all to read and see. In addition, she created the map that you'll see behind me, and if you haven't seen it, come on over and take a look after the ceremony, so that if you're here in the cemetery, you can easily locate the graves of people buried here who were killed in action so that you can personally pay your respects. There's also a QR code on the sign so that you have easy access to the information on the town's website about these people. But there's also something interesting I want to share with you. Abington has officially 43 people on our killed in action list. Now, let me explain that killed in action is a casualty classification used by the military to describe the death of personnel at the hands of enemy or hostile forces. But there are a lot of nuances and questions, more than we need to get into here. But the reality is that there are people who have died while serving in the military who don't fit the qualifications laid out to be considered killed in action. These are people who deserve honor and respect, even if they are not technically considered killed in action. And in our research, we discovered that there are such people here in Abington. So today, in addition to the 43 people listed on our All Wars Memorial, under the category of killed in action, we will also share with you the names of 4 others who were not killed in action but died while serving their country during wartime. And let me just add that this is all a work in progress. I'm still in the process of researching and trying to get precise definitions so that we can be sure all of Abington's military who died while serving received the proper and accurate classification while also being honored by our town. Now, as we move into the highlight of our time together this morning, the roll call of the war dead, I have invited my friend Acadia to read the names of the people buried here at Mount Vernon, people she knows by name through her research and the honor and respect she gave to them through her project. And let me just say again, Acadia, on behalf of all of Abington's veterans, we thank you for taking the time to follow through with such an important and meaningful project. I can assure you that taking the time to honor Abington's killed in action feels deeply personal to each and every veteran and to all of the family members and friends of those who love them. There are over 1.3 million reasons for you to take time to give thanks for your freedom today. Dating back to the American Revolution, there have been over 1.3 million people who have sacrificed their lives for our freedom. In addition, since World War I, there are still 81,433 POWs and MIAs still unaccounted for. These are service members who died, but their remains were never able to be brought home. Can you even imagine how devastating that must be for a family? If it were possible, I would read every single name, because each one was a precious life, and each one left behind a wide circle of family and friends who miss them terribly. What is possible, though, is to read the names of the 43 from Abington who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom, and the 4 others who died while serving. And in some cases where information and history are available, you will also hear a brief description of how the hero died. Just remember, for every name we read here in Abington, there are over 30,000 others across the country being read today. We call this the roll call of the war dead. And I want to say thank you to the Abington American Legion Junior Vice Commander and past post commander, as well as the incoming new commander, Ken Coburn, for tolling the bell in honor of these heroes today.
Wow.
World War I. Second Lieutenant Edgar D. Bascom, age 26, killed in action at Beaulieu-Bois, awarded the Silver Star.
Chester Lawrence Belcher, age 20, died of disease. Sergeant First Class Walter W. Coleman, age 26, died of disease. Sergeant Fred Henry Cook, age 32, died of gunshot wound inflicted by an insane soldier.
Lloyd Everett Crossman, age 19. Louis Vincent Dorsey, age 25, killed in action in the En Marne offensive, received divisional citation and recommended for Military Cross. Corporal Robert B. English, age 29, killed in action in the Meuse-Argonne offensive. George H. Gillespie, age 26.
Henry Chester Hearst, age 21, died of disease in the Panama Canal Zone.
John Joseph Mahoney, age 28, killed in action in Charlevoix Ravine during a battle in the Argonne Forest. United States Navy Fireman 3rd Class Joseph Dennis Telesphore Martin, Jr., age 22, died of disease. Charles Edward Murphy, age 22, died from wounds received in action during the Was-En offensive in France. Charles S. Myers, age 23, killed in action near Vaux, France.
Myron Franklin Stewart, United States Marine Corps, age 29, died of disease.
Sergeant Harold Leonard Taylor, age 23, died of disease in France. Shirley Sampson Thayer, age 28, died of disease. George Louis Worth, age 28, died of disease in Souilly, France. World War II.
Charles Handel Bellows Jr., age 20, killed in action. Wendell Everett Chamberlain, age 19, killed in action in Germany, awarded the Bronze Star. Private First Class Lloyd Robert Clapp, age 25, killed in action in Okinawa, Japan.
John Aeneas Coburn, United States Navy, age 36. George Wilfred Coleman, age 28, killed in a plane crash at Hawaii in the Pacific. Edmund G. Crossley, age 29, killed in action. Elton Ernest Ekstrom, age 26, killed in action in Germany. George S. Forsyth, age 43. United States Marine Corps Captain Roy Erland Yelm, age 24, served in 7 major combats and was killed in action at Iwo Jima. Wellington Jameson, age 22, killed in action in France. United States Navy Seaman 2nd Class John Paul Keeley, age 26, missing in action and later declared lost at Okinawa when the USS Pringle was shot down by enemy fire. Remains deemed unrecoverable. Clifford Ronald Kimber, United States Coast Guard, age 17, killed in action during the invasion of the Solomon Islands in the South Pacific. Remains deemed unrecoverable. Richard Leo McHugh, United States Marine Corps, age 17, killed in action in the invasion of Guam in the South Pacific. Harold Robert Mageck, age 23, killed in action. Colonel John F. Monahan, chaplain, United States Army, age 56. Harold Robert Olson, age 21, killed in a bomber crash.
Technician 5th grade, John Irving Plummer, age 30, died from injuries he incurred during his service overseas. Private 1st class, Russell Francis Pierce, age 21, died from complications to wounds received while serving his country.
John Rice, United States Marine Corps, age 21, killed in action in an airplane crash. Frank Otis Warner Jr., age 23, killed in the fall of a naval bomber. Korea, Marine Lance Corporal Gerald Lee Pattison, age 20, died from injuries sustained in a car crash while on duty in Arizona. Vietnam, Specialist 5th Class Dennis K. Adley, United States Army, age 19. Air Force Major Peter Bugby Christensen, age 39, killed in action in Laos.
Staff Sergeant Richard Allen Fitz, Special Forces, age 22, killed in action in Laos, listed as missing in action, body not recovered until 1989.
Specialist 4th Class Richard Francis Glinowitz, age 21, killed in action at Quang Ngai, Vietnam. Army Private 1st Class Glenn Raymond Gordon, age 20, killed in action in Binh Duong, Vietnam.
Marine Corps Private 1st Class Ralph Gerald Hamlin Jr., age 20, killed in action in Quang Nam, Vietnam. Army Specialist 4th Class Ernest Hammond Laidler, age 20, killed in Long Con while serving as door gunner on a military aircraft which collided with another aircraft in midair, then crashed and burned. Jeffrey Arnold Phipps, age 21, died in service of his country in Washington State as a result of a construction accident. Afghanistan, Marine Corps Sergeant Daniel M. Vasilian, age 27, killed in action while conducting combat operations in Helmand Province, Afghanistan. He was posthumously awarded the Bronze Star Medal and Combat Distinguishing Device.
Color Guard, prepare to render salute. Color Guard, present. Arms. Color Guard, order. Arms.
Yep. Before I give you the benediction, I'd just like to invite all of you back to the Abington American Legion, the Louis V. Dorsey Post. We have some light refreshments and coffee there if you'd like to join us. And now may you, today and every day, carry with you the love of our war dead, the deep and abiding love that gave everything for you and for me. In the name of peace, let us join together and say, Amen.